Chapter 78 to 80. Robin POV. Sitting at the food table, I was deep in thought. Looking at Lucy wearing the engagement ring and chatting with the girl named Vivi, I feel a little strange. Should I have these feelings? Is that a good thing to feel that way? I'm not sure of this myself. But I can't hate him because of this. It would be hypocrisy. After all, it was me who suggested that wait. Why did I suggest that? I forgot? That's strange, but I guess I drank too much after suggesting that, so it's natural if I forgot some things. Silly me. Sigh. I'm digressing day by day. Rubbing my temples, I picked up a glass of wine from the table. But before I could take a sip, I was forced to put it down because of the glare coming from him. Him worrying about me. I feel good. General POV. After the engagement, the Skypiean stayed at Alabasta for a few more days. Skypea received the acknowledgement of being an independent country under world government. It was thanks to Amon's words, which almost everyone assumed happened because Cobra asked him to do. In fact, it was Amon's plan all along. Meanwhile, Amon and Vivi got to know each other more. Although soon Vivi realized they were to be married in the future, she wasn't acting rebellious like how Cobra had predicted. Rather, she was acting meek and shy around Amon. Raki tried to pick a fight sometimes, but she was also easily handled by Amon. Meanwhile, Robin was also able to get close to Raki, as well as Isa and Isa. She was happy to meet his mother figure. She was happy the whole time the Skypiean stayed here. A few days later. Hey, gimme the balls. No, it's mine.
It was nighttime.
Raki and Vivi were fighting over a basketball, while Amon was sitting in a chair chatting about official works with Robin sitting opposite to him. Anyway, you think it's a good idea to leave that blonde girl kickin'? Robin asked about Miss Valentine, Makita. She was quite worried about that little girl. She was a little stubborn, though was scared of her life as well. Maybe we should have finished her. Robin said the last two words lightly, as only Amon heard them. They were having a secret conversation that the kids shouldn't understand. Amon knocked on the table with his finger looking at her. No, it's fine. I have done things with her, she won't betray us. Her family is being held as chickens. Only Robin understood what Amon meant as she nodded. I understand. She nodded and stayed silent for a while. All right, should I present what happened these days? No, it's fine. You worked too hard even though I asked you not to. Amon sighed at her suggestion. Okay. Robin again went silent. Day by day, she was walking more towards the socially awkward side. Then what now? How do we move? What are the current plans? Amon leaned forward to her face while placing his hands on her shoulders. Plans? Amon whispered. Calm down. Don't be so professional all the time. Get some rest, I also need it. Amon crossed his arms around her shoulder. I need to sleep. Will you help me sleep? We will talk tomorrow. Sleep with me, or I might have a nightmare again. While Raki stopped playing with Vivi hearing Amon, Robin sighed. Currently, it was nighttime, and it was cold. The desert was very quiet at night, and it felt very nice in a warm room. Amon was still having a hard time trying to sleep though. Yawn? He yawned lightly while looking at the ceiling. According to the spy on Fishman Island, the queen left more than a week ago. Amon has planted some spies around a few parts of this world. With his tone dials mixed with the tower in Skypea, as well as Whiskey Peak and many other kingdoms of the world, Amon has a handy networking service. I guess it's time. He would leave for Fishman Island soon. He plans to get closer to them, and the easiest way for that to happen is for Amon to act cliché, to become a hero. He has planned things out and decided to take Robin, Cricket, and Raki there as well. He would take Robin for the poneglyph, while Raki and Cricket to act in an emergency which might come anytime for the devil fruit users 1,000 meters underwater. I already sent Cricket to Sawbody. Only me, Raki, and Robin left. Yawn. Lost in thought, Amon slowly fell asleep. Hey. Or so he wished. Amon opened his eyes with a sigh and looked at his side.
What now?
Robin, you shouldn't sleep with me just because I asked. Robin didn't answer and just looked into his eyes. It's your fault. Who asked you to tell me about the poneglyph in Skypea? After hearing about it, I can't get sleep at all. Robin heard about it before, but this time after hearing about the golden belfry attached to it from Isa, she was getting restless. Yawn. Amon rubbed his eyes in sleeplessness. Robin, I'm sleepy. You two get some sleep, or I would assault you. Ouch. Robin hit him on the head.
Don't joke with that.
While Amon rubbed his head, Robin sighed. But I guess. You are right, still it's a little hard to sleep. I've been trying for hours now. Staying silent for a minute or two, Amon then turned to her from the side with his eyes sleepy. Fine, alright. I will take you to the sky right now. While Robin blinked, Amon moved.
Is it?
Don't scream. Huh? Hey, YH. Amon flowed electricity through his body and moved fast with Robin in his arms. She was screaming, but Amon didn't stop and reached Skypea in less than 10 minutes. Amon directly went to the poneglyph while Robin was surprised to see the golden belfry. As Robin started to inspect it, Amon decided to pay a visit to Nola. It was a restless night in the sky. Tonight, the weather was awful and small droplets of rain were falling. Within the darkest sky, a single woman was sitting on a separated island cloud around the giant Jack's height. This is incredible. The woman in night clothes. Robin had wide eyes, looking at the golden belfry in front of her. It was massive, and the bell in the middle, which was cleaned by Wiper during the last 2 years, was shining even in this dark, moonless night. Robin was a little scared, but she curiously covered her heart. While she tried to approach the bell, the main surprise of the trip crossed her eyes. It was a dark blue stone boulder she was familiar with, which took the life of her people indirectly.
It was a poneglyph.
Robin moved by themselves as she walked towards the stone with an agape expression. It was beautiful to her. It was one of the things that could keep her awake all night even if she was tired. With a strangely enticed expression, she walked towards the poneglyph. In this timeline, this was her second poneglyph. Wonderful. Robin muttered those words with a strange smile on her face. Who would have thought this poneglyph held the info ancient on an ancient weapon? Robin said lightly. This way we can... Yes. Robin was happy like she never was. This would have been seen as strange to her anime counterpart.
Yes.
We got one. Our first ancient weapon. Lucy will succeed. Lucy won't die. Her breathing was getting rough as she read the name of the weapon. Mermaid Princess, you will be our first... Wait, is this right? Is this okay for me to do this? Rumble. As the rain started to fall, Robin lost herself. Am I doing it right? Was she doing it right? Doing the opposite of what she promised to herself that day? To protect history, was she really going to use that history for a selfish reason? Suddenly, she was thrown into a dilemma. A question was lingering in her mind. Should I lie to him? Another thunder cracked in the sky. I mean, it doesn't matter if he dies. I will just die with him. Yes, that way we lose nothing. I should hide the contents. Yes, that way it would be better. I shouldn't break that promise. I shouldn't do what we inhabitants of O'Hara were framed for doing. I shouldn't. Hey, Robin, are you okay? Fucking rain. Don't worry, I stopped it. Suddenly, she was brought out of her dark little word with a sweet voice. She looked back as her world became bright with the moonlight. With his wet wings shining under the moonlight, Amon quickly walked to her and touched her forehead with his. His nose also touched hers, but she didn't react. Wow, not only is your body shaking, but your body is also burning. Are you Wiper? Testing her temperature, Amon tried to back away, but Robin held him back. Stay like this for a while. Staying silent for a while, Amon's face couldn't be seen even under the bright moonlight. Soon after, he just smiled and massaged her back. As you wish, my queen. Next day, the Skypieans were on a big ship, preparing to leave. Today is the day they would leave for the sky. They would use the summit of the High West to travel to the sky. Amon has enough knowledge about that place to know that it's safe at that place. Alright guys, see you in a month from now. Amon, who was disguised, was waving his hands to the drifting ship. Everyone from the Skypiean team except Riki and Amon was leaving. In my army, they are the strongest bunch beside Birkins. She would be safe, I guess. Amon looked at the ship barely visible to normal eyes. Shaking his head, he then looked to his side. King Cobra was there beside him, with Vivi peeking from behind him. Riki looked away from Vivi, while the disguised Robin giggled. The wind was blowing, and the early sunlight was falling on this bunch. This was a peaceful sight. People were looking at this with a smile on their faces from around the place. Amon. Cobra placed his hands on Amon's shoulder. He has revealed his name, but Cobra is only supposed to call him this when he's under disguise. Be safe. The Fishman Island hates humans as far as I'm aware. Amon nodded lightly. Don't worry. I know. I will be careful. After all. Amon crouched down and raised his hands towards Vivi's face. I have a new person in my life to take care of. I will return safely. While Cobra laughed lightly, Vivi hid behind him again. Riki grumbled from behind, but Robin patted her head. Robin was also in disguise and was a little confused at how they will move by the sea without a ship. Wait. Remembering last night's ride, she gulped internally. Oh no. Amon looked away from Vivi and looked towards Riki. Don't make that kind of face, and prepare yourself. While Riki replied with, Robin's body shook. Hey, can't we change our ways of traveling? She asked with a shaky voice. Like a boat? Or a ship? Let's take the guild's jet ship. Pfft. No, lol. Amon showed her his tongue as she frowned. Fine. Not that I'm scared. Shaking away her fear, Robin looked at Riki intensely. While Riki flinched, Robin tied her up using her extra hands. MMFF. MMFFFF. While Vivi laughed seeing her in this position, Robin piled her up in her embrace. Meanwhile, Amon went forward and picked Robin up in a princess carry. While Cobra looked at the scene dumbfounded, Amon slated his and vanished from his spot with a bolt of lighting. Ay. The only thing they heard was one scream. Cricket POV. So, this is the ship you want coding for? The man with the grayed-out hair and beard asked while taking a sip from his bottle of whiskey. He is a ship coder named Rayleigh. I couldn't find any free ship coder in the whole saw body beside this old man. He looks quite unreliable, but I guess it can't be helped. Let's see. I should probably also buy another ship and leave it to be coded to another ship coder. The man interrupted me with a chuckle. No need for that. Your ship will be ready in 2 days. Ha, alright old man. Don't mess up, my boss would scold me if you do. Sighing with a shake of my head, I walked away. I guess I will enjoy some food. Haha, enjoy yourself. Be careful though. I guess I should be. Same time, Fishman Island. On the other hand, the self-proclaimed leader of New Fishman Pirates, Horty Jones, was an isolated building in the suburbs of Fishman Island. That Otoheim is acting out of control, He grinned with his shark-like teeth shining brightly. Let's wait until your return. This time I will send you up in the heavens. Ha.
Shaw.
The wind was blowing, caressing the 3 flying birds' hair. Amon was looking ahead with clear red eyes, while Robin stared at his face with her similar clear but blue eyes. Raki's hair was fluttering in the air while she was on top of Amon's shoulders. She was freed from Robin and took Amon's shoulder as her sitting spot. While Robin looked away from Amon's face, Raki didn't mind any of it and was in her own world. She never got the chance to fly in the sky before, not even when Amon mostly used his wings. As her first time, in this medium speed of traveling, she was enjoying the blowing wind giving a cool sensation to her smooth skin. The 3 of them were flying moderately in the sky, and Amon was enjoying the different sensations in his body. Smiling brightly similar to the shining sun above his head, Amon then increased his speed slowly as the girl's scream traveled through the air. Not so long after, by using an eternal log pose that he got from the Marines, Amon could see the with bubbles encircled island of green. The giant trees posed a formidable presence, but from the sky, they looked like baby plants. Amon slowed down midair as Raki hugged his head from the top with Robin hugging him from her princess carry. Enjoying the sensations of her chest, Amon slowly came down and dropped on the ground with a small sound. At the sudden change of the environment, Raki released an echo and wiped her nose. Amon stroked her hair while looking around his surroundings. The tall trees and the grassy terrain bloomed an involuntary smile on his face, while Robin was doing the same. Taking in a large breath filled with the soft fragrance of the bubbles, Amon exhaled lightly. Not long after, slipping his hands in the pocket of his pants, Amon took out a tone dial. Then dialing the number of cricket, Amon set the dial on the loudspeaker.
Kacha.
Oh, Lucifer, you arrived? Yes, I'm here. Tell me your location. We will go there in a zap. While the girls shivered hearing zap, Amon nodded after hearing the area number cricket was in. After searching the massive island for around an hour, Amon and the group met up with Cricket, who was on a busy road with shops on both sides. Surprisingly enough, he wasn't alone. Hey guys. Cricket waved his hands from a bit far as Amon raised his eyebrows, seeing the people beside him. What is this? Fate playing at it again.
Yo.
Nice to meet Shaw. Besides Cricket, 2 men who looked like strange human-ape combinations greeted them as well. Lucif, let me introduce them. While people walked past them, Cricket continued. They are the Monkey Brothers, Masira and Shiju of the Sarima Alliance. Amon bro-fisted Cricket and gave a high five to the Monkey Brothers. Yo, I remember seeing you guys in bounty posters though. While the both of them flinched, Amon looked at Cricket. You sure you are not getting scammed? Amon tilted his head in his fake confusion, while Cricket scratched his head. Well, you see, they like Nolan's story so much that they searched for me for years and started to worship me after finding me in Sawbody. So I couldn't hurt them, even though they are pirates. Cricket looked away from Amon's deadpan eyes. I hope you don't mind them. Sighing, Amon just shrugged. Well, I mean, I don't mind. You are a part of my people if you want to take in subordinates. You are more than welcome. It's not a bad thing, though I'd prefer it if you don't take everyone who likes Nolan. Spies might try those opportunities. Cricket just continued scratching his head in embarrassment. Hey, look at the bright side. I didn't need to buy a coded ship from scratch. Their ship is nice, and they lend it so that we can code it. It's an easy saving of money. Amon just smiled at him, I guess. He didn't want to destroy the relationship just to get a small amount of bounty from the Monkey Brothers. Besides, strong people are always welcome. While they talked, Amon introduced Raki and the disguised Robin to the 2 Monkey Brothers, and then Cricket delivered the main information here. The ship is being coded by a guy from Shacky's rip-off bar. The guy looks shady, but he said he can do it. A few seconds passed. The world became silent for Amon. Fuck. Bro, what's up with that look in your face? Amon sighed at Raki's question. It's nothing. A shady dude? Yes, it's obviously Rayleigh. Amon would have preferred to stay far away from him, even though he was a man who stayed passive. Well, what's done is done. Shaking his head under Robin's gaze, Amon stretched his body lightly. Anyway, take me there. Ha, alright. With Robin suddenly patting his back and Amon looking at her strangely, they started to walk with Cricket leading the way. Inside Shaki's rip-off bar, Shaki was smoking a cigarette with her eyes squinting a newspaper. Warlord of the Sea, Lucifer gets engaged with Alabasta Princess. Releasing a puff, she read the headline of the newspaper. How strange. A warlord getting married. He certainly is an interesting character. She just tilted her head. I guess people are strange these days. Young generation, huh? Sensing people walking towards the bar with her hockey, she prepared some snacks. She assumed it probably Cricket along with his group, and she was right.
Creak.
Come on, guys. The bar won't break down even though the building is in such a poor state. Saying such, a young man in his 17s walked into the bar as Shaki looked at the scene silently. How interesting. After greeting Shaki, Amon and company took a comfortable seat all around the room. Sitting at the front, Amon ordered a juice, with Robin trying to get a whiskey, but ultimately being rejected by Amon. Raki just looked around the room with excited eyes. Every place Amon was taking her to, it was her first time. Lucifer-chan, would you be satisfied with only a cup of juice? Shaki asked as she handed out a juice to Amon at last, as he accepted it. It's fine. Though I have to say, it feels nice knowing that I'm so famous for people so far from Whiskey Peak to recognize me as well. Amon took a sip of the juice with a small laugh, as Shaki did the same with her eyes forming a crescent moon. Well, that's to be expected if you are the most famous warlord. Although warlords are famous, there are the ones who people never even saw the faces of. While you, Lucifer-can, are a celebrity. First the world's most famous hunter, then becoming a warlord at a young age. Not only that, you are actively using your powers as well. Shaki finished her sentence while handing out a bowl of an ice cube and another glass of juice to Amon. Though I have to say, your companions are as interesting as you, Shaki said while glancing at Raki and Robin. Though it was mostly Robin that anyone could tell. While Robin frowned lightly, Shaki looked away. She's your sister, wife, love, queen, empress, goddess, everything. She's my everything. She manages pretty much everything for me. With her key spilling out her drink, Robin froze for a second before looking abruptly at Amon's eyes. Her lips bobbled up and down. She would have normally scolded him not to flirt with her, but after what happened last night, she wasn't sure anymore. Shaki just giggled lightly. How sweet. Amon went with her humor as a few minutes passed swiftly. While Robin tried her best to not do anything strange after hearing those words, Amon kept talking with a smile. Oh, by the way, yes. Shaki replied lightly. As much as I enjoy our small talk, can I meet the ship coder? I'd like to check his progress, if you don't mind. Shaki just smiled. No need for you to go. The man is coming here himself. While Raki looked towards the door, everyone followed her gaze. Amon did sense him already. His words were just to keep up the conversation. With the door opening, a fit man in black t-shirt, wearing round glasses, and a scar on his left eye entered the room. Raki couldn't feel a thing from him. He looked average. On the other hand, Amon almost jumped up. His observation hockey was telling to be careful even though Rayleigh wasn't even doing anything. Fuck, so this is Rayleigh, the person I only saw through digital screen. Dark King, Rayleigh. Pirate King's first mate. He is dangerous. I guess even most people with observation hockey won't be able to tell it. Well, hello. Rayleigh could, to a degree, feel Amon looking through his normal disguise. He took a while to recognize the boy as a smile bloomed on his face. Who would have thought I would coat the ship of a warlord? How lucky for an old man like me. With him saying such, Amon got up from his seat with a small laugh. I feel blessed that Pirate King's crewmate, more so his right-hand man, is coating my ship. It's something I never even dreamed of. I'm the lucky one here. While Rayleigh's eyes arched up slightly, Amon just walked towards him and gave out his hand for a handshake. With Shaki giggling at the spectacle and his eyes going back to their normal look and his smile widening, Rayleigh accepted his hands. I have to say, I'm impressed. These days, the young generation doesn't really recognize me. I feel old, haha. For a second, Rayleigh questioned himself. Was this a coincidence? Meanwhile, in TH, vast blue C2 ships were about to collide with each other. The Skypiean ship with golden lining attracted quite the attention from the surrounding gazes of beasts. Mom, I'm scared. Isa was hugging Isa tightly. She's scared very much. She said with a shaky voice, bad guys are around. I can hear them. She started to sob lightly while Wiper was looking at TH scene with annoyed eyes. GUH, how does he manage to calm this crybaby? Wiper grinded his teeth in annoyance. He glanced at the ship a few hundred meters away from them. A muscular man was sitting on top of the ship, looking at their side. He was smoking a cigar, wearing a loose shirt, wearing a ring in his ears. The man also had a cut in his eyes. His bored gas made him look more intimidating. Looking ahead, the man groaned lightly. Would my bounty increase if I kill them all? He wasn't interested in the gold as much as he was in their life. He wanted to boost in his fame. He was one of the highest boiny holders in this paradise. Ha. He chuckled lightly. A bounty of 130 million isn't appealing to me anymore. It's already been 3 years since I got a new one. Throwing away his cigar, the man stood up and cracked his neck lightly. Grinning brightly, the man planned his next moves at that ship of seemingly angels. However, Before he could think more, light blinded his eyes. He couldn't see, but he could feel the heat. In his surprise, only a single shout was all that he heard before losing all his shawns to the heat. Fire dragon. 9 heavens. It was fire, it was flame. Robin POV. Pirate King's right hand? Is he really the Dark King, really? I have heard about him before, but he was on Sawbody? Why wasn't he captured by Marines yet? That's not important now. Is he acquainted with Lucy? They are greeting each other like they do. In this perplexing moment, I couldn't think of anything. I usually don't get this nervous unless I'm scared for my own life. I'm changing. I can feel it, but it's not a bad thing, right? It's better to be warier than ever. Suddenly, I can feel a slight charge of electricity hit me. Is this Lucy trying to calm me down? Phew. That woman noticed my nervousness, it seems. Alright, I should watch from the side for now. Lucy must have thought of something already. General POV. I might be wrong, but as a big fan of the Roger Pirates, I have looked at every bounty poster of theirs. Amon said half-truth, half-lie. He wasn't a fanboy, but he did research about Roger Pirates before. It's a pleasant experience to meet you. Dark King Rayleigh's... Amon shook hands with Rayleigh, who in response accepted it with a soft smile. Looking at their hands and Rayleigh's soft smile, Amon hardly maintained his straight face, as he was sweating a little. In the room, only Shaki could tell what's happening between the two. Rayleigh was putting strength in his grip, but Amon didn't seem to flinch, at least on the outside. He was using Tekai and armament together to hold off, yet it was hard. As Rayleigh's smile widened, deciding not to go any further, he pulled back his hand. The pleasure is mine. Amon flowed a very small amount of electricity in his hand to null his pain. Fucking monster. Hearing a small chuckle from Rayleigh, he stared at his back while he walked forward to sit on a chair. Seeing the small exchange between the two, Shaki said to Rayleigh from the side with a soft voice, "My, you seem very cheerful today." In response, Rayleigh just laughed. "I'm just feeling a little nostalgic, that's all." Wiggling his hand lightly, Amon looked around the room for a second before sitting opposite to Rayleigh, finding no other appropriate seat. Ignoring the other people, especially Robin's question-filled surprised gaze, Amon glanced at Rayleigh. "That hurt, fuck." "Haha, you're quite honest with your feelings, huh?" Rayleigh laughed a little. "But may I ask, why is a warlord here to code his ship to visit Fishman Island? I'm sure you can use the safe road using your authority to go to the New World." Amon used Saimai Kikin to relieve his pain and prepared an answer. "I just want to visit Fishman Island. It's been a dream." "Aha, I see." Seeing the exchange among the two, Robin had a frown. Things don't make sense. Seeing the Pirate King's right-hand man's friendly behavior, Robin and everyone other than Raki and Amon were perplexed. The first was trying to attack Rayleigh Ford, harming Amon, but was being held back by Robin, while the latter couldn't care less. "Oh, by the way, can I get an autograph?" Also, I would love to hear some stories of your journey." Amon jumped up and took out a notebook and pen. "Although I don't dream to become a pirate king, since, well, I'm not into piracy, I have always respected GOL. D. Roger. I heard a lot about you guys from an old guy I know." Hearing Roger's actual name that most normal people don't know, Rayleigh was interested. Glancing at Raki for a second, then looking again towards Amon, especially his wings, which were now kept in Skypiean style, Rayleigh realized something. "Aha, I see. You must be a Skypiean." Before anyone could react, Raki's eyes arched up hearing him. "Shut up. We are Shandians." "Great Shandian." With Robin blocking her mouth, Amon glanced at her with a helpless smile and again sat down. "Yes, we are in a sense. I heard about your crew from an old guy named Gonfall. You might not remember him." "Huh, that old guy. That god? For real, ha ha ha. Who would have thought?" Suddenly, Rayleigh's eyes lit up as he laughed cheerfully. "Hey, good. Amon smirked internally. Mission accomplished. Now, by moving accordingly, he can easily get close to him. Minutes passed as Amon chatted with him in a fanboy style. On the other hand, Rayleigh felt nostalgic looking at their days at Skypea. He wondered, should he visit the sky someday? I'm feeling young, huh? Chuckling, Rayleigh gulped from his bottle of wine. Gah. Looking at the shining eyes of Amon, he laughed lightly. "Anyway, kid, I don't really advise people these days. but I guess I will make an exception. Rayleigh smiled at Amon. You should be careful to not go to the New World. It's dangerous for a person like you who can't even withstand that little force. Your observation is monstrous, maybe the best one I've seen in my life. But your armament, it's weak. If not careful, even vice admirals would be able to best you. Amon silently listened to his words. Not long after, he released a grand sigh. Even though he did praise his observation, he was right about the other fact as well. He knew he was weak. Currently only his devil fruit was there to back him up. However, if he's up against Big Mom or Kaido's level of defense, no, even Katakuri with his future vision would be able to beat me. If lucky enough, Amon would only be left with his speed to flee. Shaking away these negative thoughts, Amon took a deep breath. I guess there is a lot of time left, but I need to get serious for real now. Deciding to finally get serious after returning from Fishman Island, Amon formed his heart. Smiling at the smiling Rayleigh, Amon nodded lightly. That's for sure. Thanks for the advice. Not long after, they talked casually while Rayleigh was even generous enough to say some words about armament hockey. Though normal people would have been lost with his words, Amon caught them and engraved them in his brain. Him coming here proved to be a good idea in the end. On the other hand, Robin jumped up aggressively out of character seeing the situation. She was quite nervous the whole time, yet Amon acted as if he noticed nothing. She pulled him outside the bar and walked far from the building. He's Dark King Rayleigh, are you aware? Standing in the grassy terrain, Robin shook Amon's shoulders as he shrugged casually. Hey, calm down. It's fine, some old guy that I know from the sky is friends with him. Amon letting Gon fall alive that day 4 years ago again proved beneficial. Still not convinced, Robin stared at his eyes with a frown. But what if something unexpected happens? You said it hurt, right? I didn't even see him move. He hurt you while shaking your hand. Robin grunted. Why would we even need a coating ship anyway? We have submarines. Seeing Robin act completely out of character, Amon yawned while biting on a strawberry. Calm down, it's all fine. We will take the submarine on the ship anyway. Trust me, you will thank me later. Robin's lips bobbled up and down for a few seconds before she sighed. Trust you? That's what I've been doing all along. Robin's frown gradually lessened. In reality, Amon was just trying to enjoy the sea life underwater. He was literally kept locked in the sky until he was 12, and even when he was here in the blues for the past 2 years, he didn't get the chance to enjoy the undersea beauty that much. In all sense, Amon was just being silly, which he didn't mind doing so. After all, he has to get busy after returning from Fishman Island. Why are you acting like this, Lucy? Robin's grip on his shoulder gradually lightened. Don't make me worry so much, alright? Seeing her sigh like that, Amon stopped eating. He stared at her face silently for a few minutes. Damn, she looks worn down from inside. This is bad. She might go insane, my poneglyph. In a given up and grumpy voice, Amon then sounded out. Fine. As an apology, let me buy you a drink. A whiskey, so don't make that face anymore, I feel bad. Abruptly, with Robin's eyes lighting up, Amon looked away. Robin realized her act just now. Wait, that's not why I was saying these things. I'm genuinely worried. Amon just reassured her by patting her back while she just stayed silent and walked to the bar. The group of Amon then chatted with Rayleigh and Shaki for a while more. Rayleigh was a surprisingly fun guy to talk to, and Amon was taking the opportunity to make a good relationship with him. It will always be handy to have some connections. Even though Rayleigh is a passive force, there are always situations where he might be able to help. But obviously, since he is not the successor of a certain Straw Hat, he couldn't get so close even with using the Gonfall card. But at least he left a good first impression on him. This might escalate in the future, might stay the same, or worse, might go down. Amon didn't mind much and acted accordingly for now. Yet, Rayleigh as a passive force couldn't provide much chance for something interesting to happen. On the other hand, Amon, after talking with him for a while more, left the bar to wander around the island with Riki and Robin. Robin was surprisingly able to handle Riki, and even was able to suppress her attitude. Running around all the interesting shops and buying lots of things, they were having an interesting day off. On the other hand, nothing cliché of some sort happened. No celestial dragon came and started a fight, not even a random pirate picking a fight. Overall, it was a good day for Amon. But that can't be said the same for Riki and Robin. Deliberately, Amon took a walk beside the slave auction house. Robin was interested in seeing how the slave auctioning happens so that she can make her resolve stronger. What they saw was a disgusting, filthy, and heinous act. Even Riki was infuriated, while Amon was reminiscing over the fact that he couldn't buy a certain slave he found interest in. Just like that, their day passed swiftly. Next day, feeling the sunlight enter his eyes, Amon opened them. Yawn morning already? Amon, Riki, and Robin got up. They were in a single room of an inn, and were doing so since Amon was trying to save money. Just like her anime counterpart, Robin was very bad at managing money and had already finished 80% of her salary. Not that it mattered. After doing their business in the morning, they finally went out of the inn towards Shaki's bar after meeting up with Cricket. Today was the day when the coding is supposed to be completed. Amon POV. Walking slowly across the different parts of the Sabaody archipelago, we reached Shaki's rip-off bar in less than an hour. Wow, this damn thing is so isolated. Trying not to think too much of it, I then started to walk faster as everyone else followed. I don't like walking when I can fly with my wings, even more so when I can just teleport. Not that it can be helped anyway, so I guess it's fine. Trying to distract my mind with the thoughts. We were then in the view of the bar. After some more steps, while talking among ourselves, I took the initiative to open the door.
Creak.
Hello, we are back. I instantly noticed Shaki smoking a cigarette and Rayli not present in the bar. Rather, he is around the ship's docking spot. I sensed it just now. Oh, Lucifer-chan. Good morning, take a seat inside. Alright, by the way, don't smoke too much. You'll die. Ignoring my words, the woman just giggled. Damn. Why is she not dead, even though she smokes all day? Strange. Should I get her body for an experiment someday? Trying to not think too much into it, everyone greeted her and then sat down in random chairs around the room. After ordering drinks, we were then waiting for Rayli to come. Hey, you think it's time for old Rayli to finish? Will it be done today? Anyways, I asked toward Shaki, who tilted her head in response. I think, oh, he is coming here. Yes, he is. I sensed him a while ago. So my observation hockey is stronger than hers, the self-proclaimed retired pirate who has a history of being chased by Garp? I should stop focusing on my observation for now. Armament is more important for now. While I was thinking such, someone opened the door and entered the bar. Oh, you are here already? Look at him act as if he didn't sense us already. Yes. Good morning, Rayli-san. Good morning, Lucifer. I heard you guys would leave today, so I tried my best to make it fast.
Good.
Alright, thanks. I gave him a salute in a comical way. Acting comical always works to make the target feel less intimidated by you. Not long after, Rayli took us to the shipyard as the massive ship of the Surima Alliance entered my vision. I can also see our submarine on the deck. It's an emergency backup. Young people and their sense of adventure. Using a coded ship, even though you have a submarine. Ignoring Rayleigh's words, I observed the ship for a while. The Monkey Brothers aren't bad. They made such a ship by themselves? Maybe I should send them to Water 7 to learn more. Yes, that's a good idea. They would also be used as a spy, if I want. Ignoring the thoughts, we then proceed to enter the ship after exchanging goodbyes with Rayleigh. Obviously, this wasn't a shedding tears type of goodbye. We are in the end, just strangers. Alright, I guess I will enjoy the actual sea underwater soon enough. I should get serious after this small incident of being carefree. General POV. Seeing their ship slowly sink underwater, and then waving their hands, Rayleigh stared at the scene silently. Shaki's interesting voice then flowed. Is there anything? Oh, it's not much. I'm just thinking if he has proper armament what he would become. Haha. Oh, why do you say so? Shaki has a strange smile on her face while asking him that. It's been a long time since he sounded so interested in something. I mean, with his dangerous level of observation, if he had armament that would be an overkill. He would definitely be caught up to the admirals one day. Well, unless he died before that. Haha. He couldn't even imagine him having the color of the Supreme King as well, yet it didn't seem impossible. From Amon's words yesterday, he could determine Amon as the son of Cobra, the friend of Gonfall back then. Cobra didn't have it, but his will was strong enough for his son to have it. No, he obviously has it. How troublesome, haha. Rayleigh chuckled lightly. Looking back into it, Roger was more of a friend with that guy than he was with Gonfall, haha. But I heard he was killed. Leaving Shaki confused, Rayleigh slowly walked away while gulping his wine. He will continue his slave scam from today. How interesting. Foo-foo.